Well, this morning we're getting more updates from northern Minnesota, where a local state of emergency has been declared. Governor Walz has called for more state resources to help quench the fires. We just got new information in the last few minutes that the Munger Shaw fire is 95% contained. The Camp House fire is 73% contained, and the Jenkins Creek fire is now 13% contained. St. Louis County officials already approved a local state of emergency and requested disaster assistance. Now, help to fight these fires is coming in from all over the country, and this includes Bridger Aerospace, one of the nation's largest aerial firefighting companies. Joining me now is the CEO of Bridger, Sam Davis. Sam, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, pleasure to join. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. I want to talk about the aircraft being deployed right now in northern Minnesota. These are called Super Scoopers. Tell me a little more about them.
Yeah, the Super Scoopers are great aircraft. By way of introduction, the state of Minnesota owned Super Scoopers, the piston version, years back. The land of 10,000 lakes is well equipped for aircraft that can scoop on open water and drop water on fire. So these are in their natural habitat and really, really effective doing what they do to contain fire. One of the aircraft actually positioned there, aircraft 286, is the new converted version of the turbine CL aircraft that's on site and putting down a lot of water on the fires there. These aircraft are purpose built and designed for scooping and dropping water on fire. They can continuously scoop and drop. They have a 1,412 gallon tank, and they can scoop and drop as long as they have a full tank of fuel. So about a 4-hour cycle, it can drop, hundreds of thousands of gallons of water a day. And I think just under 500,000 gallons of water have been dropped with our 2 scoopers located there, and really effective in suppressing flames, putting that direct water on top of the fire, allowing ground crews to get in and do their job and really slow down that progression. With both of the fires, the major fires that are still largely uncontained, the Camp House and Jenkins Creek, I think those are with the prevailing conditions and the winds and so on, it's very important to have aerial support for the ground crews to get in and do their job.
Sam, I didn't realize these were literally scooping up water from the many lakes that we have here in Minnesota. That must be a really kind of key factor when using these type of aircraft. What are some of the strategies behind battling wildfires from the sky? I mean, it must come with some risks and challenges.
Yeah, definitely a very risky mission. I just read this morning an article about telling folks to not put unmanned, drones in the sky around aerial firefighting. It's a temptation for folks to get an eye on what's going on. So as way of a comment here, please refrain from doing so. There's already been 18 incidents this year with drones over fire that have gotten in the way and shut down aerial operations for aircraft that are authorized to be there. A very dangerous mission. These aircraft are flying, as low as 100 feet above the ground to be effective and drop water. And there's also tankers with retardant. They're operating as well that are very critical and again providing that support from the air. They can obviously get into places that ground crews can't in a very short amount of time. And in the case of the scoopers, again, a nearby body of water, which again, you guys have no lack of, we can get a lot of water onto a fire in a pretty short amount of time in a magnitude that really outperforms any other method of putting suppression down.
How does Bridger work with local and state firefighters? I mean, I know that we have deployed our own local and state resources, but this company is contracted in, asked for help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great question. We're on federal and state contracts. Some are exclusive use, some are call when needed, but we're really closely tied to state foresters, to local communities. This year alone, we've worked from the Carolinas to California on fires. We've been in 11 different states, and a lot of the local and state agencies have been very critical in ordering up assets, pre-positioning them early, making sure that they put in their orders to because they understand that being pre-positioned is going to make us more effective. So we've been working with the state of Minnesota. We have for many years doing air surveillance, and they've been very keen on the use of scoopers because they're so effective there. That when the time came, when these conditions started to prevail and those two major fires broke out, they reached out to the Forest Service to make sure that they ordered us up. And we were able to dispatch, as we normally do, at least within 24, 48 hours here from Bozeman, Montana.
Okay, all the way from Bozeman. I mean, your company helps fight fires, like you said, all over the country. Earlier this year you were in Los Angeles fighting those wildfires. So with that experience, do you have any advice for people here on how to avoid getting hurt or losing property due to wildfires?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the first thing I'll say is please, stay out of the way of state and local fire departments as they do their job. They have a risky enough mission on the front lines of fire. Not only the aviators, the pilots in the air, but also folks on the ground. Safety is our first priority. It's part of our mission. So, our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the folks that are lives, property, and habitat that's being threatened. But we're there to do our mission, and as everyone else is. So please stay out of the way and understand that these folks are well equipped and well aware of what's happening prevalently throughout the year. There's no longer fire seasons, it seems. And so as there's more being done to respond and to be effective, we encourage folks to stay out of the way and give support to the local firefighters on the ground. I saw some news coverage that you did for even local restaurants that are feeding firefighters and doing their part to help support the effort, and really, the perfect way of how folks can be involved and let these folks do their job well.
Well, Sam, that brings me to a perfect point of if you would like to donate, we have a link on WCCO.com for where you can donate your money, your time, your resources. Sam Davis, thank you so much for joining us this morning and telling us all about these life-saving and property-saving aircraft that really are putting in work up north.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. And it's an honor to serve you guys in Minnesota.